Alright, number 4. Let's find it. Alright, number 4 is here. What can x not be? X cannot be 5. X cannot be 0. If it's 0, this is bad. If it's 5, this one's bad. Okay. Lowest common denominator is just going to be the product of these denominators in this case. It's not always the case, but in this case it is. I'm going to go ahead and just multiply everything by those two in one step. So 1 minus 8 over x minus 5 equals 3 minus x. Let's go ahead and multiply both sides by x minus 5 times x. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. Any more space? Oh, alright, there's x. Okay, let's multiply by this one right here. We have x minus 5 times x times 1. Let's multiply this 8 right there. So 8 times x minus 5 times x. X minus 5 is on the bottom. And we'll multiply right here. I wish I had more space. Let me go ahead and do that. 1 second. Alright, it has been fixed. So let's take a look at our fractions not being fractions after things cancel. And let's clean this guy up. X times x times 5, so x squared minus 5x. Minus, that's right there, 8 times x. Over here, 3 times x, 3 times 5. This one's quadratic, so we're going to set it equal to 0. Alright, leading coefficient is positive, leave that positive. Makes things a lot easier, so let's move these terms over so that we're left with 0 over there. So, what do we got? Minus 3x plus 15. Let's just put that somewhere. What's going on? Minus 3x on both sides plus 15. Alrighty. My x's, we end up with minus 5, minus 8, minus 3, so minus 16x. Alright. Let's see if this guy factors. If you just want to skip ahead and not try to factor it, test out the discriminant first, b squared minus 4ac. And then once you get that discriminant, come back to factoring if the discriminant's a perfect square, or continue with quadratic formula. Negative times negative is positive. 15 times 1 is 15. If you add those up, you get 16 right there. So this one factors out nicely. So our solutions are 1 and 15. And if we go back, are those values allowed in the original equation? Yes, they are. We couldn't have 5 and 0, but we can definitely have 1 and 15. And if you want to check it, let's see. Let's go ahead and verify this. So let's plug in 1, and then we'll plug in 15. So we plug in 1, we'll get 8 over 1 minus 5 equals 3 over 1. So 1 minus negative 2, so that checks out. And let's go ahead and plug in 15 to check that result. 15 minus 5, 3 over 15. Oh, what is this? 15 minus 5 is 10, so minus 8 tenths. 1, so that's 10 over 10. And yeah, it's going to check out nicely. So this is 2/10, which is 1/5, which is equal to 3/15, which is 1/5. So they both check out. Well, there you go. There's two solutions here. If you graph both sides of the equation, they will hit twice. All right, number 5. So pretty much same process. Let's go ahead and multiply everything by x. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and multiply everything by x squared minus 2 as well. So whatever we do to one side, do to the other. So those x's cancel. We're left with 4 times x squared minus 2. Let's see, those cancel. So we're left with x times x plus 10. So x squared plus 10x, let's just distribute. 4x squared minus 8, so distribute. What values are not allowed? So we were to go back to what we cannot have. So right here, x cannot be 0. For that x squared minus 2, so that cannot be 0. So x squared cannot be 2. So x cannot be square root of 2, positive or negative. All right, so let's go ahead and solve this guy. And just make sure we don't get those results. All right, once again, it's quadratic. So I'm going to move everything on one side. I'm going to keep my leading coefficient positive. So I'm going to send my x squares this way. And all the terms that way. All right, so minus 10x minus 8, since those do not mix. Let's see, my discriminant, I'll do my discriminant real quick. B squared minus 4ac, 12 times a is 96. 196, if I'm not mistaken, that's 14. Square root of that is 14. So if you want to do quadratic formula, you could. It would be negative b plus or minus square root of 96 over 2a. Or square root of 96 is 14. Let me just double check that. 4, 5, 14, yep. Or we can go ahead and try to factor this guy. The discriminant was a perfect square, 196. So 3x and x, since that's prime, not many choices there. Factors of 8 are 4 and 2, 8 and 1, 1 positive, 1 negative, and then the order matters. So what's it going to be? It looks like I put 4 there and 2 there. And that one negative and that one positive, it will check out. We'll have negative 12x plus 2x, which is a negative 10x in the middle. All right. So why do we factor it? Well, we can set each factor equal to 0. So x is 4 is one potential solution. Minus 2 divided by 3. X is negative 2/3 is the other potential solution. Are those allowed in the original equation? Yes, they are. Cannot be 0, cannot be square root of 2. We did not get that. We did quadratic formula over here, positive 10 plus or minus 14 over 6. 10 plus 14 is 24 over 6. There's that guy. 10 minus 14 is negative 4 over 6, which reduces to that guy. So if we did quadratic formula, you will get the exact same results. That is number 5, negative 2/3 and 4. Number 6. First thing I would hope you would recognize, x squared minus 9 is the difference of squares, as that's x plus 3 times x minus 3. So once you recognize that, the lowest common denominator is that exact product. You don't have to multiply everything by x minus 3, x plus 3, and then x squared plus 9. If you do so, it'll just be more work. You would have to cancel and reduce at a later time. I'm going to do this one in 2 steps so we can kind of see what's going on. Let's do x minus 3 first. So times that one, so 4x times x minus 3 times that fraction. It will cancel with that x minus 3, leaving just 8x squared over x plus 3 times that one. It will cancel with that, resulting in just 6. Next fraction, I would like to cancel out. It's x plus 3. So times 6. So 6 times x plus 3 times that one cancels, times that one cancels. So minus 4x times x minus 3 results. Distribute, combine like terms, and solve this guy. It's going to be quadratic. All right, negative, negative, positive. That looks good there. 8x squared. Let's keep that positive. Let's combine some like terms. So these two together, positive 4x squared minus 6x minus 6x. So what do we have? Positive 6x minus 18 minus 18. There is our quadratic that we need to solve. All right, we want the quadratic formula. Go right ahead. However, I highly recommend attempting to factor, or at least factor out of 2 and do quadratic formula with 2, 3, and negative 9, as opposed to 4, 6, and negative 18. I'm going to go ahead and try to factor this. You can test out a discriminant if you wish. 2x times x is 2x squared. It's not negative. Reset mark. All right, 9, 3, and 3, and that's pretty much going to do it. I need positive 3 in the middle. So that's going to be what we need. 6x minus 3x is positive 3x for that middle term. All right, take your factor, set them equal to 0. That one's equal to 0 when x is positive 3 halves. That one's equal to 0 when x is negative 3. Are those allowed? Oh, we finally got one where they're not all allowed. So x cannot be 3, cannot be negative 3, cannot be 3, cannot be negative 3. So this one's extraneous. That's not a solution. There is one solution to this problem. It is 3 halves. If you were to graph this in a calculator, so you would graph this side, y equals to that, graph that side, so you'd have 2 of them. They would cross one time when x is equal to 3 halves. And that is number 6. Those are the 6 problems for the notes on this assignment. If you have any questions, reach out to me, email me, Google Class, join me in the Zoom meetings. We're almost there, guys. About a week and a half left of this strange end to this year.